Welcome back to TechKidFX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Polygon Matic, whose current price stands at the $0.9321 mark, and here on TradingView the market is down by 0.14%. and in this video I want to give you the key scenarios that I expect to play out, basing my analysis on the Elliot wave structures, the Fibonacci's, the key areas of support and resistances, and also draw out any key chart patterns that you have information on this chart. And I'll kickstart the video by giving a brief of what has been happening on this chart. Polygon Matic from the all-time high has been signal prices in this massive ABC corrective movement, which has now taken us back to around the $0.32 mark, and having done so, I believe it has done the minimum that we expected it to do in its ABC corrective movement, and very soon we are going to see a very nice bounce to the upper side, obeying this Elliot wave structure, maybe having our wave 5 taking us to an all-time high. But before we get to an all-time high, we first need to see this first wave to the upper side information right here in this Elliot wave structure, and I believe that is what we are seeing right here, and we are in the formation of a first wave to the upper side. And if I jump to the 4-hour chart for further analysis, here on the 4-hour chart you can see I have this Elliot wave structure in yellow, which is a fractal wave within that first wave to the upper side, where I believe we're in the formation of a fifth wave to the upper side to complete that higher Elliot wave count 1. And if I get a little bit into the details of the formation of that Elliot wave structure, so that it can give us also the key scenarios that we expect to play out here on the Polygon Matic chart. After making our low down there, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side, making the high for that first wave over here. Then saw a very nice retracement to the lower side in the formation of a wave 2. Then saw a very nice bounce to the upper side in the formation of a wave 3, making our high at around the $1.06 mark. And having seen the high of that third wave, we expected a retracement to the lower side in the formation of a wave 4. And I believe we are seeing that movement right here. And because the fourth wave is a retracement of the third wave, we can use the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the low of that wave 2 to the high of that wave 3 to give us a minimum retracement area to the lower side in the formation of that fourth wave between the fib level 0.382 and the fib level 0.618, and I can mark that target area here on the chart like that. Then you can see that Polygon Matic in the formation of a fourth wave right here retraced into this target area, and we made our low at around the $0.69 mark. And because the fourth wave is a corrective wave, I also expected to see an ABC corrective movement play out over here, and we are seeing such a structure, having this as the first wave to the lower side. Then saw a very nice bounce to the upper side in the formation of a wave B, making our peak at around the $0.94 mark. Then continued pushing low in the formation of a wave C, making our low at around the $0.69 mark. And after seeing that movement to the lower side into this target area, we have seen a very nice bounce to the upper side in a movement that I'm terming as a fifth wave to the upper side. And because a fifth wave to the upper side is an impulsive wave, we also expect to see fractal waves in formation within that fifth wave to the upper side. And before I get to the key scenarios that I expect to play out over here, you can see that my wave 4 over here is a valid wave 4 because it has not retraced into the high of that first wave. The high for the first wave was at around the $0.62 mark, and we retraced into the area at around the $0.69 mark, meaning this is a valid Elliot wave structure to the upper side. And starting with the key scenarios that can play out, basing it on the chart patterns that we have information right here, you can see within the formation of this fourth wave right here, we had the formation of a channel, which I have highlighted here in yellow, and we managed to break out of this channel to the upper side in this movement right here. And the first time we had a breakout of the channel, we tried to have a retest of the upper side of the channel. The retest was not a success, and we got ourselves back into the channel once more. But lucky for us, we have a key area of support at around the $0.78 mark, which is within the channel, which gave us support, and we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side, managed to break out of the channel once more, had a successful retest of that key area of the upper side of the channel. Then we continued pushing higher, making our high at around the $0.96 mark. And after making that high, we are seeing a bit of a pullback to the lower side in this movement right here. And we also have another key chart pattern, which is also a channel, which has been well respected. And if I draw it out, we can have this as the lower side of the channel, then the upper side of the channel is right there, and you can see Polygon Matic has continued to respect this channel also. We managed to break out of the channel to the upper side, head even a retest of the upper side, and we have continued pushing higher. But that key area of resistance at around the $0.95 mark is giving us resistance, and that's why we are not seeing a breakout to the upper side. And getting to the key scenarios that I expect to play out, basing it on the Elliot wave structures. Over here I have an Elliot wave structure that I'm terming as a higher Elliot wave count 1 to the upper side, which is in formation, and right now we're in the formation of a third wave. And if I draw it out, we can have this as the first wave to the upper side, then so a very nice retracement to the lower side in the formation of a wave 2, then this impulsive movement to the upper side, making our high at around the $0.96 mark. Then I expect the formation of a fourth wave, then continue pushing higher in the formation of a fifth wave. And getting a little bit into the details of the formation of this Elliot wave structure that I have drawn out over here, after making our high for that first wave, we saw a very nice retracement to the lower side in the formation of a wave 2, and using the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the low of that wave 1 to the high of that wave 1, you can see that this wave 2 has retraced into the area between the fib level 0.382 and the fib level 0.618, managed to break out of that target area and retraced into the fib level 0.78 fib level, which perfectly lies at a key area of support, gave us support, and so a very nice bounce to the upper side in the formation of a wave 3. And using a trend-based Fibonacci, we can get to see whether this third wave to the upper side has done the minimum that we expect a wave 3 to the upper side to do, by connecting the trend-based Fibonacci from the low of that wave 1 to the high of that wave 1, then dragging the fibs to the low of this wave 2, and this gives me a minimum target area to the upper side at the fib level 1.618, and that is at around the $0.9926 mark. And you can see from where we picked in this wave 3 at around the $0.96 mark, that means we have a 0.3 difference from the high that we have currently and the high that the trend-based Fibonacci is giving us, meaning there's a possibility that the high for that third wave to the upper side is in. So that's the first possibility over here. Maybe the high is in, and whatever we are seeing over here after this rejection might be a bit of a pullback to the lower side in the formation of a fourth wave. And if that is the case, we can sketch out a target area to the lower side in the formation of a fourth wave using the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the low of that wave 3 to the high of that wave 3, and that gives me a minimum target area to the lower side between the fib level 0.382 and the fib level 0.5, and I can mark that target area here on the charts like that, which perfectly lies between the $0.87 mark and the $0.81 mark if we also use the fib level 0.618 as a maximum in case we retrace into that target area. So having drawn out that target area, that is the minimum that we expect that fourth wave to the lower side to do. And to support that movement to the lower side in the formation of a fourth wave, if I jump to the 1 hour chart, we have another chart pattern which is supporting that movement to the lower side into that target area. And over here you can see we have seen the formation of another chart pattern which is a double top, and if I draw it out, you can see it right here, having this as the first top, then so a very nice retracement to the lower side in the formation of the neckline. Then the second top is in formation right now, and very soon I'm expecting a breakout out of this double top to the lower side, and the minimum target area of this breakout is the height between the neckline and the tops. So using a trend line, we can get that height by just drawing that height right there, then place it over here to give us a minimum target area to the lower side back to around the $0.84 mark. And in case we see a breakout out of this chart pattern that I have drawn out over here, that will be perfectly getting us into this target area in the formation of a fourth wave. Then maybe we can make the low for that fourth wave, then expect a very nice bounce to the upper side in the formation of a fifth wave. So that is the very first possible scenario that I expect to play out, basing it on the Fibonacci's over here, and also that key chart pattern which is a double top. And once you see a breakout out of that chart pattern, we are getting into this target area down here. There is also a possibility that maybe Polygon Matic has not yet given us that high for that wave 3. And in case we continue pushing higher and also invalidate that double top that I have drawn out, and also manage to break above that key area of resistance at around the $0.95 mark, have a successful retest of that key area of resistance and continue pushing higher, maybe make a high at around the $0.99 mark, or maybe above the dollar mark, then we can say that's the high for that wave 3. And once that plays out, we can also sketch out a new target area to the lower side in the formation of a fourth wave. So those are the two possible scenarios that can play out here on the Polygon Matic chart, and also sketching out a key target area to the upper side in the formation of this higher Elliot wave count 1, basing it on the trend based Fibonacci, connecting it from this low down here of the wave 1 to the high of the wave 1, then dragging the fibs to the high of the wave 3. That gives me a minimum target area to the upper side at the fib level 0.618, and that is at around the $1.24 mark. So that is the minimum that I would expect that higher Elliot wave count 1 to the upper side to do. Also taking a look at the indicators to see what movements will be supported here on the RSI. On the 4-hour RSI, we are trading at around the 54 mark, meaning we have massive room for us to support any movements out of the breakouts of the chart patterns that I have drawn out. That is the double top that I have drawn out. In case we see a breakout out of that chart pattern, that movement will be supported here on the RSI. Also any movement to the upper side will still be supported. Also taking a look at the MACD, here on the MACD we have printed a bearish cross, and that means lower prices are coming our way. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated.